Hi friends, welcome back to Max Electronic. I hope you're doing well this evening. And today on the bench we've got this scale, which is a controller for the scale. Unfortunately, I don't have the load cell itself, but it doesn't matter because I know the problem is in this unit and I know what happened to it, so stick around. So I got the scale today for a repair, and the problem with that is that someone's plugged a wrong power adapter to it and apparently it blew up. And from what I understand, it definitely blew up because you can hear things rattling inside. Got a massive barcode on the back. So first, I can see how people could have mistaken the power supply, because if we have a look here at the ratings, it says DC 12 volts to 18 volts, 0.3 amps, which is reasonable. And then the tricky one is the positive is on the outside of the barrel and the negative is on the pins. So we're going to change that right now, because it is very uncommon to see that the positive is on the outside. So I've got a little label that I've printed out, and we're going to put that over before I forget to do that, so no one else will make that mistake. And we're going to change that to make sure that the negative is on the inside. There we go. Now let's open it up and have a look what's inside. I'm going to start removing the screws. Let's see what's hiding under this panel here. Just an extension for the power supply by the look of it. I've got a rubber here. And yeah, literally an extender, so the power supply actually plugs into here. That's cool. What else we got here? We've got a capacitor that has exploded. I'll zoom in a sec, but let's remove the rest of the screws and take the back off. That's the last screw, so here we go. Oh yeah, that capacitor definitely has gone up in pieces. We've got a very interesting metal module here. What's under there? Nothing. We'll see what that is. I'm very curious to see what that is. So first of all, to make myself comfortable with that, I'm going to remove those contacts and disconnect that cable, and then we can look at the board properly. It looks like it may be, oh no, I don't know, it looks like an Ethernet port, but let's remove this cable first and then we'll get up close to it with it. The screws have been removed from the board and that's been desoldered as well, so we can get rid of that cable. Notice all this fluff in here. That is actually insides of the capacitor that has exploded, so I'll have to clean that up. Let's get rid of the cable. So let's have a look here, what we got inside. So I can see the buttons, I can see a lot of mess, and the buttons, we've got a large liquid crystal display. There is nothing underneath it, just the pads to hold it up. No backlight either, which sucks. They could have put a backlight in there. And we've got those buttons that more than half of them are blown. Only 2 are in place and the rest are bad and cracked. People must have been mushing them really hardly. Yeah, you can see the membrane. Oh, there's a capacitor. And it was 100 microfarad, 25 volts, so we'll have to replace that. That really went. Let's have a look what's in the, let me just get everything out of here. Let's have a look what's in a mystery silver box here. It's got 1 screw and 1 clip on the side. Oh, I think they may have, oh no, I know what it is. It looks like that's just a silver, but what it is actually one of those things from the button, so we'll have to get that out somehow. There we go, that came out now. Yep, that's one of the 3rd button. So 1 more screw. I thought it was just 1 screw, but oh well. And here we go, let's see what's in the mystery box. A circuitry. That must be the actual calculator for the scales. There is nothing on the other side. We've gotten the couple of chips. I'll zoom it in so you can have a look. So we've got LTC1051, not sure. We've got the Maxim MXL1013, two of those. We've got another neck IC, I'm not sure what that is either. But the main, that's a display driver, I'm pretty sure of it. So let's have a look at this part and see what we're going to do about that exploded capacitor. It's got literally all its guts out and the fluff, so I'll have to clean it up and test surrounding components, see if anything's up with those. And then we'll also test out the surrounding, I think it's the voltage regulators here, so we'll see if they work. So give me a second, I'll find some spare caps and check all the lines, and I'll get back to you with the results. I have replaced the capacitor. Well, I haven't replaced it yet. I've removed it and I've buzzed through the components. There's no shorts there. So the next step is to remove the buttons. I've already removed two. That's the last one, which is just one more contact left. And that should do the job. Yep. There you go. So last button is removed, the faulty ones. I already got the new ones right here. They're exactly the same buttons, as you can see. So I'm just going to do my usual and clean up all this flux that was left over before I solder on the new buttons. And the capacitor, where is the capacitor? There it is. There's a new 100 microfarad 25 volt cap. So I'm going to clean up the flux and solder the components in place, and then we'll plug it in and test it. I've soldered all the new buttons in place. As you can see, they're here nice, and you can see the black ones are the new ones, the blue ones are the old ones, so they all fitted in just perfectly right. So the capacitor is here as well. All the contacts and everything's been cleaned up. So it's time to plug it in. So I've got 13.5 volts here. I've also inverted the polarity. So it is now positive on the outside and negative on the inside. But when it's coming in, it's the other way around and it's inverted just here, as you can see. So this way now you can plug normal power supplies into this scales. Let's give it a go. So here we go. I'm going to plug it in now. No power consumption at the moment at all. So let's turn it on. Yep, it's turning on. So there is no load scale, a load cell connected, so I assume that's why they're doing this. It is, yeah, it's waiting for the cell, but we don't have a cell. So I'm going to reassemble this together. And another thing, I'm going to cut a track here. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this track that's going from the jack. You can see it says jack here. And where the jack 1 is, where the number 1 and the word jack is, that's the main track, positive track coming out from here. So I'm going to cut it and cut a piece out of it. And then I'm going to put M7, which is 1N4007 diode, to prevent further incidents like that. So when people plug the wrong polarity in, nothing will happen. So let me do this, and then I'll show you when I'm done with that part. I've added a little diode here, as you can see, just on the positive, so it goes through the diode, and if anyone will try to reverse the polarity, that will protect it from any unpleasant situations. So let's plug it in, make sure it works again. Yep, that's all good. So I'm going to put it back together and we'll have a look at the assembled display. I've reassembled the monitor itself, and now I've figured out the way to test it. So we've got multiple pins here, and what I've done, I've used a 200 ohm resistor to short circuit 2. So let me explain the pins for you. So we've got on the first one is a plus 10 volts here. The second one is a positive cell load. The third one is a negative cell load. The fourth one is the return voltage for the 10 volts. And the last one is just ground. So I've put it to a 200 ohm resistor between the cell load pins, and let's see if that will work. There we go. So now it thinks that this is a load, so if I touch it and apply some pressure, it will work. It will show reading. Obviously it's not a real reading, it's just me squashing a resistor and changing, you know, the value. But so far it works well. So yeah, I think this is just my fingers resistance now. So we know the scale works, and right now it's, say for example 0.3, but I can still zero it out, or I can put it as a tar. There we go. And yeah, or I can do this and then press tar. Yeah, so when it goes 8888 like you saw before, I'll give you an example, see if I can do that. Yeah, you saw this flash 888. That means it's overload. So not overload as in too heavy, as in it's out of range. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Well, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We've now got Patreon, so if you'd like to support us financially, you're welcome to do so on Patreon. Simply search for Max Electronics. Thanks for watching. My name is Max. See you next time. Bye.